This thing working? It's my first time trying to go live on YouTube. Talking to myself right now, so we'll see if anyone can actually hear this when someone joins. If anyone joins. Okay, now that all of my friends have arrived, we can get started. Hey, how's it going, Toby? I'm just trying to give the live thing a try. I was supposed to have an interview today, but there were some scheduling conflicts, and I thought I've already got everything set up. Let's test out the YouTube live. But what's going on with you? And can you hear me okay? What's my volume level like? LNC. What is LNC? Ah, loud and clear. Sorry, I'm a newbie at all this. Oh. So then we got any plans for uh Labor Day if you're in the US? I'm pretty much just looking forward to having an additional day off. I've got some work that I want to do out in the garage, try to get it a little bit more cleaned up. I've been using it as sort of a place to bring all my Amazon packages in and then pull everything out and get it kind of disinfected. Mail call video. That's a good idea. I'm going to be sending out some stickers to a few folks, so maybe I'll do like a short video of me sending out the stickers. It's weird having time free that I didn't expect. It's like I'm pretty regimented with my day, so it's like I have this planned, then this, then this. So now I don't even know what to do with my time. Kentucky. How is Kentucky? I don't think I've ever been out there. Ouch. I don't because it's actually my home address. I don't have a PO box. And while I'm still tiny and not famous now, I'd hate for my address just to be out there in case some crazy wackadoo wanted to come find me. Um, but if you're on Instagram, my Instagram is Desert Mofo. Um, and if you want, you can shoot me a message there. I'll give you my address, and if you'll give me your address, I'll shoot you a sticker as well. They got these modern squid ones. Yeah, PO box definitely seems like a safer way to go, because it only takes one crazy person to ruin it. You know, and I live out in Arizona, and everyone out here carries guns, so you never know. You never know what's going to happen. So when you had your home address out there, did anyone ever send anything directly to your home? I'm just curious because technically, I think my home address is somewhere out on the internet. Um, I can't remember where it was because it was years ago. I had to sign up for something and I didn't realize it was going to go on the internet. So I think if people Googled enough, they could probably find my home address. A few motovlogger letters at home, but nothing crazy. Well, that's cool. It's weird how much of a novelty it is to get an actual handwritten letter. Oh, there's my girlfriend. Hey, Claudia. What's that? It's technically it's not public through YouTube, but I think it's probably out there somewhere. Yeah, yeah, Toby. I mean, even if you were fine with it, then you're right. You don't want to get your family involved if anything went sideways. I don't have family per se, but my girlfriend lives with me, and I've got a bunch of pets, and I love them like family. So wouldn't want anything to happen to them either. Plus, having a motorcycle channel is gonna let people know that I've got a motorcycle. So if they were like, "Oh, I wouldn't mind a new to me Harley for free," I wouldn't want them to swing by and just toss it in the back of a truck or something. I mean, I've got some safety measures, but you know how it goes. If they really want something, they're gonna get it. You need a profile picture, Claudia. Ah, perfect one. Yeah. Let me get over there. There we are. Cool. Let me all right. I just sent you mine as well. Gives me a topic for this weekend's video. I mean, I have one I've been putting together, but I've been kind of dragging my feet on it because it's a prediction video, and I haven't fully formulated prediction yet. I've done all the research for it, um, so I have a vague outline of what I think my prediction is going to be, um, but it's just nailing it down. I mean, I know that no one's got a crystal ball. So predictions are inherently um, kind of BS, I guess. But I don't know the type of person I am. I want to try to make it um, as accurate as I think I can. Chatting between two wheels member Johnny Roblox last week. Oh, cool. Okay, good for them. Um, I do a lot of interviews. I mean, if you ever, obviously, if you're on my channel right now, you've probably seen them. But I'm not big on lives. Um, I don't know. I feel more comfortable when I can edit the video afterwards in case I say or do something stupid. You know what I mean? I can look back at it and go, "Ooh, why'd I do that?" Or "Why'd I say that?" Cut. So, I mean, I don't really have any recommendations or tips yet because, like I said, or like you saw on there, this is just testing it out. So, essentially, my setup right now is exactly um, my same setup for interviews for Zoom. And so I've got a fill light on my left. If you can kind of see on my hand, there's like a fill light coming through my left. And I've got a key light. You can see it's way brighter on the right. And then another fill light um, up to the right and above that's kind of coming down. And then just kind of a little pop of color on the background. So I got a background light in the back. And as far as video cameras, I'm just using the one on the laptop. This is a MacBook Pro. So I'm just using that camera. It seems to be doing okay. Obviously, my DSLR image quality is a bit better, but the problem I found is when I tried to use it on um, Zoom, Zoom was giving me all of these errors that the data there was too much data, and I was going to have to reduce the quality of the video. And at that point, I just didn't want to fiddle with it anymore, and I've just been using the laptop's camera. The microphone itself, though, this is a Shure PGA 58, and I do like it. I think for live streams and for Zoom calls, it seems to work okay. There must be some sort of like internal gain on the different programs like Zoom and YouTube, but when I get the audio files back from Zoom, or when I'm shooting a video with my DSLR and I'm using this mic into an audio recorder, the levels are pretty low. So I end up having to boost them and then put like a denoise um, filter on top of it to kind of reduce the noise. But we'll see after I'm done with this live stream. I'll replay it and look. So everything here is Amazon, basically. This pop filter is from Amazon. The mic is from Amazon. This is my second mic stand, which you obviously can't see in the video. Let me see if I can turn this a little bit without jacking things up too much. But this mic stand is also from Amazon. The headphones are from Amazon. I mean, it's got basically everything. You can get them from places like Adorama or B&H, but they tend to have higher quality stuff. And to be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to stick with the whole. Yeah, no problem. I wasn't sure how long I'd stick with the podcasting and YouTube thing, and I didn't want to invest a whole bunch of money to find out that I hated it, and then now I've got a bunch of gear sitting around that I wouldn't use. So I started off somewhat cheap. I think that between the boom mic that I keep at my other desk, the microphone, and the pop filter, I think the whole investment was about 150, and then another $30 or so for the headphones. So under $200 to have a fairly professional setup. And actually, oh, I can't take a picture of it, but this particular mic is actually what's that cable connector called? Um, it's a more professional connection, and so what you have to do to get it into the computer is you have to buy an adapter where this thing plugs in. Let me see if I can get that part of it. Cord is super long. All right, here we go. So you'll see this is the mic cord. The mic cord comes in and plugs in to this other adaptation piece, and it's actually a braided line, which is pretty nice. And anyway, it converts it to USB so that you can plug it directly into the computer. Um, Otherwise, you can plug it right into an audio recorder if you have one, and that works really well too. But I've found that the audio recorders are kind of a pain in the ass if you don't use them a lot to kind of get the settings dialed in, um, versus just plugging it into your computer. I mean, it works pretty well. So I had a small photography business, and my living room was my studio. And so behind me is actually my photography backdrops. Look back there. So you'll see I've got a black one over in the corner. I've got a white one, a brown one, and a gray one. And they're set up with those chains so I can kind of raise and lower them. So this is actually just my living room. But since I had the backdrops, I have this table too. This table actually started out as kind of a workbench when I got the house, and after I was done doing the project that I wanted this table for, it became a camping table. So I threw it in the back of the truck, and whenever we'd go camping, I would bring this table out. Hey, how's it going, man? We're just kind of talking about the live broadcast setup. Yeah, thanks, Toby. And these lights, I mean, these lights actually were a mistake, um, but now it's nice to have them. I uh, I bought these lights when I first started. Well, not when I first started in photography. So let me back up. When I first got into photography, I was mainly doing kind of travel photography and street photography. So I didn't have a big need for strobes or lights, and everything I was doing was natural light. But when I decided to make it a business, then you need lights. So I went out and I was trying to do something cheap to start out with. And so I picked up these constant lights, thinking that it would be easier to kind of see how the light was falling with the constant light. But very quickly, I found out that these lights are just not bright enough to work with actual photography, but they do work really well for video. So they've just been sitting in my garage collecting dust until I decided to do this YouTube thing, and then I pulled them out, and I've been using them for video. Ah, jeez, Louise, my cat's grabbing my feet. Come here. I don't think they like it when I wear the headphones. Hey, Mr. G, how's it going, man? Yeah, let's catch me a cat. My girlfriend's gonna bring the cat over. It's been attacking my feet. If she's gonna hurt me, she can at least be some eye candy for the video. Oh, there she is. There's the cutie. This is Arya. This is Arya. So, do you guys know? Do you guys know how she got the name Arya? It was because she was one of the last two cats that we rescued from my backyard that were kittens, and we were kind of in denial that we were going to keep any of them. So we refused to name them, uh, thinking that we were going to get them new homes. And we got two of them new homes, but then the other two are since permanent cats in the house. But Claudia, my girlfriend, came up with the name because she was just a female cat. We just called her Cat, or the girl. And so she said, you know what? We need a name for her. And she's the girl with no name. So we'll name her Arya. Oh yeah, all these cats have brainwashed me. They get their way. They're too cute not to listen to them. She loves my pens too. It's technically my fault. I'm too much of a sap when it comes to animals. You know, not on that. Just trying to climb on my mic stand, but they're super young. Her and her brother, only a few months. You see her little paw. Yeah, I know. Now she's hiding underneath the laptop stand. You'll send me a laser light. I've got laser lights. I've been reluctant to bring them out though. Um, so I had a dog who passed away back in like March, and I started off playing with her and the other cats with a laser light. And what ended up happening is, first of all, her nickname used to be Baby Einstein. Her real name was Bailey, but we nicknamed her Baby Einstein because she was so smart. But essentially she started noticing any reflection of light and chasing it just like it was a laser light. So if we were sitting at the table and we had a glass in our hand and we were tipping it back, if the light hit it and made it cast like a brighter light somewhere, she would immediately get up and start chasing it around. And so we always had to pay attention that we weren't creating some sort of a reflection somewhere, or she would just take off chasing it. And if it ended up on a wall, she'd jump on the wall. If it ended up on a table, she'd jump up on the table. It was bad. So I kind of put all the laser lights away after that. But now I'll have to pull him out because I don't have to worry about that. My other dog is he's old and he's not super bright. So hey, bub, we got her brother coming by. They all hate the headphones. Hey, Wit, how's it going? You missed my kitten. Let's see if I can bring her back again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nope. Come here. Don't fight me. Don't fight me. Oh, there you are. Anyway, that's Arya Wit. Oh, she's a shoulder cat, by the way. I don't know. Oof. I don't know if you guys know about shoulder cats, but when we pick her up, she actually likes to hold onto She likes to hold onto your shoulder. Angelic background. You have a halo effect. Yeah. Here, maybe I'll adjust it a little bit. Let's see. Let's do it this way. Eh. Here. Just make me blue. Not too bad, Toby. Man, I'm surprised so many people showed up. I know that I'm on the West Coast time right now, and it seems like a lot of the people that I follow are on East Coast time. So 8:30, I'd assume, is kind of either dinner or bedtime for a lot of folks. Yeah, it's a light. It looks a little bit better when I have my DSLR and I can kind of dial in the exposure better. But this is just the laptop camera, so it's doing basically all auto exposures. Central Time just finished dinner. I know, right? It is an entire party at this point. Cheers. I know I should have a drink right now, but I'm kind of trying to get rid of some of this extra insulation I put on over the years. I'd like to say it was a COVID 15 or something, but it's been slowly growing for a number of years before COVID. But that's what happens when you like to eat and drink. So, Wit, you got any plans for Labor Day? How long is the husband in town? I saw on your video or Instagram or something that he managed to get some leave until Sunday. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you have him over the weekend, not the whole long weekend, but you have him for the weekend, I guess. I mean, that's always nice. My sister's husband is technically stationed in Connecticut, I believe, and she lives in New York. But with COVID, they actually sent him back, so he's been staying in New York with them. But prior to that, they were going to have like a I don't know what was it 6 or 7 hour drive or something between the two of them. Yeah, see, I don't know. Are you allowed to say where he's deployed? Oh, and by the way, so my brother-in-law is a recruiter. You guys know of anyone who wants to join up, let me know and I'll pass on his information. Just on orders. What's he do in the military, Wit? Are you guys able to say? When my dad was in the army, he used to work for the radio and TV stations, so I think AFN and SCE and those things. Wow. You just retired. How is your beard so long if you just retired? Or is it an optical illusion because your picture's tiny? Let's go look. No, that's quite an epic. Okay, so when you say just, you mean a couple years ago then. That makes more sense because I was like, there's no way your beard is brand new. Coffee bitch and PowerPoint Ranger. That's hilarious. I suppose there are worse jobs. I mean, he could be digging ditches or cleaning latrines. 2018. Wow. How long were you in, Toby? Did you take 20-year retirement or did you do an early retirement? 24 years. Wow. Nice. My dad took early retirement I think he did 17 years in the army. But then he went and started working for the government as a government service employee, basically right after that, and then did some sort of a buyback or something, and then got his full retirement after putting in a number of years um, on the government side. And what was your job in the military, Toby? I think there's going to be a lot of dead air because I'm trying to read people's responses um, while I'm on this live. So hopefully it's not like radio. Human resources. Okay. That's definitely one of the more transferable careers too if you wanted to keep working when you got out. Did you stay retired, Toby, or did you go and start doing a civilian job in HR when you got out? Yeah, I'd imagine so. I mean, and it's worse for me when I'm on my cell phone because I've got fat fingers and these touch screens, um, they're just terrible. Government civilian now. So are you going to shoot for a second retirement? So then you can have, nice. So you're going to have your army retirement. You're going to have the government civilian retirement, and then your social security if it still exists. You're going to be set, man. You're going to be set. I was considering joining the military when I got out of high school, as many people in the military family do. 57, nice. Wow, that's a really sweet deal. I think people don't people don't consider the army enough. Yeah. But anyway, so I was considering joining. I was talking to a recruiter, but all the MOSs that I was interested in asked for a longer commitment than I wanted to make because you know how it is. It's like you get out of high school and you don't really know exactly what you want to do, what you're going to like. And so I didn't want to make a big commitment and then hate every moment of it. Um, because I knew a lot of people who loved the army, but I knew a lot of people who hated it too. Nice. What about you, Wit? What do you do? I don't know if I've ever seen on your videos what your profession is. Oh, wedding photographer. Awesome. I I'm a photographer too as a side gig, or at least I was pre-COVID. But I actually hate weddings. I did one wedding, and it's just not for me. I've never enjoyed crowds, and people get so stressed out um, in big events like that. So, plus, I'm not a big like kid and family person. Freelance marketing, there we go. That's more up my alley. I love marketing, and I'm terrible at it, but I have a real strong interest in it. So I'm always reading books on marketing and listening to podcasts on marketing. So that's neat. Oh, yeah. I don't know how you do it. I'm glad you do because you really do have to love it, I think, to make a career out of wedding photography. Um, I could probably do like engagement or something where it was just a couple people. But I really, really don't like big events. And it just, yeah, too much chaos for me and too many little kids running around. I'm not a kid person. So they do, but boudoir can make almost as much as a wedding with much less of the hassle. I feel like, for me anyway. Yeah, she is. And anyway, that and then it helps that it's just a side gig, so I don't really have to make a bunch of money at it. Um, my day job pays all my bills and pays for any other hobbies like motorcycles, that I might have. And photography was kind of like um, something I was hoping to build, but it didn't really matter if it got big or not. If I made a little bit of money at it, then I was good to go because then, you know, I yeah, I wasn't relying on it for anything. 2,000 images to go through, man. Yeah, the flexibility is nice. But, and then you get times like COVID right now where they're not allowing big groups. So, um, I'm sure that had to have affected your schedule some if you can't have groups anymore. Oh, nice. That's really lucky. I mean, I know some states were basically completely shutting down any kind of gatherings for I think March and April, and then we're slowly kind of opening up. And I think a lot of them are still limited to like 50 or less. Um, I'm in a number of groups for photographers, and some of them are wedding photographers, and they were really complaining. Toby, I saw the same thing, and I'm probably a ways out from getting a PO box. Um, I barely can check my own mailbox, let alone if I had a PO box too. Yeah, I think you're right. I'd have to be really clear with folks. Really, that's awesome, man. Are you in Australia? Or are you in New Zealand? Because I heard New Zealand, for instance, only had like 12 cases in the whole country right now, but I thought you were in Australia. Okay. So, what do you mean by hard borders? Well, thanks for stopping in, Whit. I appreciate it. Hard borders meaning no one in, no one out. Okay. Ah, that's interesting that a state can do that. I don't know if they could do that in the US. Wow. That's really interesting. I mean, you know, I think in the US we have laws that basically guarantee freedom of travel, just like Canada. Hmm. And I thought Canada was opening back up. No international vendors at Sturgis. Did you end up going to Sturgis, Toby? You'll have to forgive me if you already posted a video about it and I watched it. I watch so much YouTube, I can't always remember whose videos whose. Okay. Wow. So how was Sturgis this year? I mean, I'm hearing stories that it was still pretty big, although not as big as previous years, but that doesn't sound like much of a different trend than what's been going on. I mean, I hear it's been getting smaller every year. 450,000. Holy moly. That's a lot of people. I wonder how big is the town typically, throughout the year when there's not Sturgis going on. That's got to be, you know, multiplying by 10 or 20. Yeah, 250 positive cases of COVID. I mean, that kind of data is really difficult because, there's going to be people who are positive, but just are convinced it's allergies or something, especially the folks who get the mild version. Um, so I think it's going to be really hard to know how many people got COVID while they were out there. Um, I mean, I have a lot of friends who won't go to the doctor pre-COVID anyway. I mean, um, they won't go to the doctor for hardly anything. So, I can imagine that there's going to be folks like that who are getting sick right now and they're just convinced it's a bad cold or, whatever. They're not even going to get tested. Yeah, I did hear about that guy. That's sad. Um, I mean, everyone keeps pointing out the prior conditions thing, but the reality, I think, is in the US, there's 40% of the population is considered obese. And one of the comorbidities or whatever, or one of the increased risk factors, my understanding is obesity. Um, and if you look at the definition of obesity, it is way lower of a number than what I think people think it is. Like, I think you hear the word obese and people think that you've got to be like this big. Um, but the reality is, I think obesity is only like 20 pounds over. Yeah, 6,900. So that's got to be crazy when that many people roll in for the locals. Hmm. So what do they do about housing all those people? I mean, are there enough hotels or is it a lot of camping? Um, yeah, see, Toby, that's the crazy part is everyone keeps saying, "Well, I'm healthy," and I'm looking at some of the people saying they're healthy, and I'm like, "Well, technically, you probably fall into that obese category, and you're at a higher risk if you get it." Um, anyway, I think I am too because I'm 5 foot 8.5, and as of this morning, I think I was 215. Um, so 5'11" and 236. That's interesting. You don't look that big in your profile photo. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to camp out there. There's a another moto vlogger that I watch, and she was saying that she'd like to go out to Sturgis, but she'd rather go when Sturgis is not the big event that's happening. Okay, 7 to 8 campers per resident. I mean, that still seems like a good way to make an extra chunk of change. Almost like a bonus every year. You know, you get your Sturgis bonus. But yeah, so I'd like to go out and camp that way at some point, but without the crowds. And again, it's not even COVID. It's just I've never really liked being in big crowds. So for me, looking at Sturgis is fun online, but I'd probably be miserable if I really went during all the festivities and everything. I wonder how much a campground permit is. Like if you could have as many people as you wanted on your land, but you had to pay, I don't know, $100 for a permit, that might be worth it. I bet that's funny. I mean, there's some places in San Diego that you can see the same thing. I know that when Claudia and we went out to San Diego. What do you think, Claudia? Was it like 3 years ago we went to San Diego? 4? Okay, it's probably 4 years ago. We were driving around San Diego, and they had like an entire section of the street that was nothing but tents. Yeah, I bet they skyrocket during Bike Week. I mean, you go from 6,900 to 450,000. That's capitalism at work right there. Well, all right. I think I'm gonna get off here. My experiment seems to be a success. I'll see what it sounds like after it all downloads and everything. But I'll definitely start doing more of these. This was fun. 400 million in revenue. Holy cow! they would have to be crazy. I mean, I can see now why they didn't want to cancel it. Normally over 640 million for a town of 7,000 people. Holy cow. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna let you guys go. I want to be able to kind of review this before I eat my next meal and do my workout. So have a good one, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on the stream. And yeah, I'll try to do this more often. Coming regardless. Yeah, bikers are stubborn folks. You know, you can't tell them what to do. So anyway, all right. Have a good one, guys. And you're more than welcome. I mean, feel free to message me, and I'll, if I get the answer to any questions, I'm happy to point you in that direction.